The Great Go-Kart Showdown. Once upon a time in the small town of Wiggleville, there lived three best friends, Benny, the brainiac, Zoe, the zoomer, and Timmy, the accidental champion. Every Saturday, they met at the old abandoned go-kart track behind Farmer Pete's barn, which had been turned into a homemade go-kart racetrack. The only rule was, there were no rules. It was the Wild West of go-kart racing. Benny, of course, had the most advanced kart. It had rocket boosters, a GPS system, and a snack compartment loaded with cheesy crackers. Zoe's kart? Well, let's just say she built it for speed. It was basically a wheelbarrow on wheels, held together with glitter glue and duct tape. She didn't care about gadgets, she only cared about winning. Her motto was, go fast, or go home, and boy, did she go fast. No one knew how, since her kart always looked like it might fall apart with every bump. And then there was Timmy. Timmy didn't really know much about racing or go-karts. In fact, his go-kart looked more like a bathtub on wheels. It actually was a bathtub on wheels, with a shower curtain for a roof and rubber duckies glued to the front. Timmy's motto was, what could possibly go wrong? And, well, everything usually did. One sunny afternoon, the three friends lined up for the biggest race of the year. Benny was checking his booster rockets and Zoe was adjusting her glitter helmet, while Timmy was trying to figure out why his go-kart was rolling backward. Farmer Pete, who had appointed himself the official referee, waved his flag and yelled, on your marks. Get set. Go! Benny took off like a rocket, literally. His soda-powered boosters sent him zooming ahead, but the GPS was yelling directions from 2 towns over. Turn left in 500 miles, shouted the phone as Benny crashed through a hay bale. Zoe zoomed past him, a glittery blur of speed and duct tape. She was focused, her hair blowing in the wind, her eyes on the prize. I've got this in the bag, she yelled confidently. Meanwhile, Timmy's bathtub kart wobbled down the track, slowly but surely, with the rubber duckies squeaking happily. As he bumped along, one of the ducks fell off and rolled ahead of him. Timmy, ever the optimist, shouted, follow the duck, Timmy, follow the duck. Suddenly, Zoe's kart began to rattle. She zoomed over a bump, and her glitter glue gave up. Parts of her kart started flying off in every direction, but Zoe, determined to win, just kept pedaling, now racing on nothing but the frame and 4 wheels. Who needs a seat anyway? She cried. Benny, trying to recalibrate his boosters, had accidentally launched himself into the air. He soared over the track, yelling, I'm a genius. I'm flying, before landing in a nearby tree, where he hung, tangled in a mess of branches, muttering, note to self, soda rockets. Not a good idea. As for Timmy, well, Timmy's bathtub kart chugged along slowly, the duck guiding his path. He reached the finish line at a snail's pace, but he was still moving. Zoe's kart, now reduced to just 2 wheels, spun out of control and Benny was still stuck in the tree. With a cheerful squeak of his last rubber duck, Timmy crossed the finish line. Farmer Pete scratched his head in disbelief. Well, I'll be. Timmy wins again. Timmy blinked in surprise. Wait, I won. How'd that happen? As Zoe and Benny climbed out of their wreckage, covered in hay and glitter, they both looked at Timmy and burst out laughing. Of course you won, Timmy, said Benny, still hanging from the tree, because nothing ever goes right for you, but it never goes wrong either. And from that day on, Timmy became known as the greatest accidental go-kart champion of Wiggleville. No one knew how he did it, but he always won, as long as he had his trusty bathtub and a squeaky rubber duck to guide him. The end.